Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're looking at Donna Jean Mezo from Illinois, and she was only 16 years old. And it says she was 5'7" when she had blue eyes and brown hair, and she went missing in September of, wait a minute, no, she was born September 1975, and she went missing February 18th, 1992 from Illinois. And she had asthma, and it said she was last seeing a blue jean jacket and blue jean skirt. So she lived in St. Louis, Missouri. She was visiting relatives in Illinois at the time of her disappearance. She was last seen walking along East Monroe Street at approximately 1:30 on February 18, 1992. She departed her brother's residence and was planning to meet her boyfriend at a nearby restaurant at the time, but she never arrived at her destination, and she's never been heard from again. And then this is a separate case, but I was comparing the two and I noticed how to see the hair and everything. And this one person was 16 to 21, and they were discovered in April of 1992. And the estimated date of death is February 1992. It's all the way insured in Wyoming. But you look at her, and then you look at her, and you think, well, maybe because of the way she looks now, right? And she was decomposed, but it had only been 2 months, depending on what part of what part of February it was. So, and it says she was 5'5" to 5'6", and she says she was 5'7", but she might have measured her height with her shoes on. I don't know. And this one was thinner than her, so it may not be her, but and it says she had brown hair, and it talks about what she was wearing, so if you want to look at that, and the circumstances of the discovery. And the victims remain located in a ditch near milepost 5 on the west side of Interstate 90. So they were going down the interstate and tossed her in a ditch. And that's horrific to me. And that's 5 miles south of the Wyoming-Montana border, so she could have been from Montana. But it's believed the victim was murdered at another location, then taken there and dumped there. So, and she's known as I-90 Jane Doe. So, in 2020, it says Clark Perry Baldwin was arrested in connection with multiple murders, including the death of an unidentified woman found near I-90. He's being charged with first-degree murder. So I wonder if it's the same one. But it says DNA evidence matches the DNA evidence from the person. So it was a serial killer. And this one was date of discovery, March 1st, 1992, but estimated date of death could have been 1 to 5 months prior. But it said she had a recognizable face in her state of remains. So, and then they have the different images. And then they have a tattoo. So, homicide by stabbing. She was 24 to 32 years old, race white and Hispanic, 5'8", 125 to 130 pounds, dark brown or black collar length hair, dark brown or black eyes, and a vertical cesarean scar on her abdomen and a 1-inch scar on her left calf. She had a distinctive tattoo of a rose on the right breast. Investigation has determined the tattoo was, and I don't understand what that says, in Tucson, Arizona, at a tattoo shop near the Triple T truck stop. So do you know who she is? The dentals are available. She had previous dental work done, fingerprints, DNA is available. And she had a gold-colored necklace and a plain gold-colored wedding ring type ring worn on her left. So she was probably married and had a child. A truck driver pausing at an Interstate 80 turnout known as Bitter Creek spotted the victim's nude body lying face down in the snow. The body appeared as if it had been dropped out of a truck and came to rest at the bottom of a slope. Investigators theorize the victim was probably killed elsewhere and dumped near the westbound side of the highway between October 91 and February 1992. The cause of death was listed as an ice pick or similar object inserted in the victim's left nostril, penetrating her Examiners also found signs of strangulation, beating, trauma to the face and jaw, as well as sexual assault. The sophistication of the killing points to the possible involvement of a serial offender. Despite that, this theory was initially rejected. Detectives have determined the killer's blood type as O. A man in Tucson, Arizona informed police he had given this woman her tattoo and recalled additional details about the woman through hypnosis. She was apparently a transient hitchhiker and spoke without an accent. On the day she received her tattoo, she wore a brown peasant dress with yellow flowers. The victim is known as Bitter Creek Betty, is buried in Rest Haven Memorial Gardens. She was initially speculated to be a Native American descendant, yet analysis of her DNA showed she was of European and South American descent. So, if you know who this is, I just feel, sometimes I feel like maybe everybody's not been reported as missing. People have loved ones that they never know what happened to them, and they just never reported them. So if you have loved ones that went missing, make sure they got reported as missing so that if the professionals can look at that, the ones that are missing, and say, because not like me, so I'm not a professional and I shouldn't be doing this, but if you look at the distance between the two bodies that had both the DNA in it, you'll see that it's like a long ways. It's like 6-hour drive. So this was a truck driver doing this. So I don't know. But I turned this one in with this one because I thought maybe it could be. It may not be, but I turned it in April 23rd, I believe it was. But to see. And this is the picture we all used to see, not this one, but to me, and I'm thinking if she was, if it had been a long time, but it was only a month and a half to 2 months, so maybe, I don't know. Anyway, the better thing to do would be to donate to places like the Charlie Project or the Doe Network, and places that get this information out to people so that people can, so that it has it and it stored somewhere with the missing people and the unidentified people and things like that. But I would encourage people, if you know anything about somebody that was killed, you have information that you withheld, you thought maybe it wasn't relevant, to contact local law enforcement and let them know that information. Or if you have a loved one that was missing and never got reported as missing and got reported as a runaway or didn't get reported at all, maybe you should make sure that it actually did get reported. Anyway, just please pray for these people and their families and their loved ones, because I can't even, it looks to me like this woman was, she might have been a mother, and her child would have grown out without a mother, and that would be just really terrible, never knowing and thinking, Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Have a great day. Bye-bye.